So apparently, if you take an old pen, a piece of tin foil or aluminum foil, and an old Q-tip, you can actually make your own DIY homemade stylus for your phone. And at first, I didn't honestly think this would work. It would seem too good to be true, so I decided to try it myself, and holy cow, it actually worked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, because I don't have access to the tinfoil right now, and I'm too lazy to go get some, I have this old granola bar wrapper, and it's reflective on one side, which means it should work just fine, and it did. Now, the only issue is that tinfoil has metal on both sides, and you have to have it on both sides because the way it works is that you hold the pen, and it's wrapped around the pen, and the electricity from your hand goes through the metal and onto the tip, which is slightly damp, so it's better conductivity. And the thing with this is it's only reflective on one side, which means this would be the side for your hand. But if you look closely, this wrapper seemed to want to fold underneath. Like you can see that there's actually reflective on both sides, just a little bit there and on the back. So I use this as to be the tip of the pen. So what I did was took off the pen, and I gotta take the actual pen piece out. So then you've just got a little hole, and then you just stick this in the hole, and I'll show you that that doesn't actually work yet, but it will. So as you can see, this doesn't do anything. So we'll just set that aside, and what we'll do, and I also got some tape here so I can attach it better. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that piece that's kind of folded because I've already done it once. But the main thing is you got to make sure that that metal is touching that, but it's got enough on the end. It's very difficult to attach. What I did was actually grabbed a piece of tape, and I take it off because let me just find the end. That is the worst thing about tape. Is that it right there? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, we've got our tape, and what I want to do is I'm just going to attach it on a slight angle. That way it makes good contact on the end, just like that. And then position it where it's going to stay, and then, yeah, just attach it just like that. And this piece might have been too long, but then yeah, now it's got some good contact. Now it's still not really making good contact at the tip because it's kind of curves down like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get another piece, and we're going to attach the other piece right to the very end, just like, oh, this way. Make sure I don't do it backwards. And the thing is that you only have to touch the metal part with a tiny spot on your hand. It's not like your fingers have to wrap all the way around it, which is what I thought. But I ended up covering most of it with tape to make sure that it stayed, and it still worked, like, way better than I expected. There. And it only has to make contact with the Q-tip, like, with a tiny little bit. So then, if I just roll, yeah, it's a little bit harder than it looks to roll it, honestly. Tinfoil would work better because it kind of forms no matter where you put it. This one is kind of just doesn't do that. So yeah, it doesn't look super nice, like it kind of does have those jagged edges, but overall, it works. And then of course, before I tape it, because I want to be sure that it actually works, then if I hold that and move it, you can see that now it works. And it's pretty responsive. Like, it's not quite as responsive as your finger, but it's very, very close. And it might just because we're not ready to attach it, but I try to get it so it's as wrapped around as firmly as possible on that edge. But then as soon as I do that to make it look nice, then it looks bad on the back, and you've got like all that space. So it's difficult to make it do both. So yeah, let me just take a few minutes to get this wrapped up good. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that that is attached the best way it can. but leaves still a little bit of space for me to hold. And like I said, it does not need to... So, there's what it is complete. Now all we have to do is test it. So, this is good for drawing. So, it works good. Just make sure you keep it wet, because, no, not too wet. It's supposed to be damp. Just dip it in and then dab it on a piece. So here, I've got my container of water here. And I've got Kleenex. You just dip it in and you just dab it. Make sure it's still wet. Like if you touch it to your skin, you should feel that it's wet, but it shouldn't leave like droplets, because then it will be too wet. It'll make water all over the screen, and then it will make it so it doesn't make a good connection. So one thing I could test is if I go to a PDF editor, which is originally why I wanted to do this, so I could draw annotations with a stylus without having to use my finger, because it's much more precise. So let me just go. See that? It's difficult to see on a... Hold on. There, a new page. Now it's on the pen or the highlighter. You can drag it, you can move it, and it works so well. You can make text. You can go to the pen tool. Just draw just like that. And it works like so well, like a dream. It's crazy how well this works. So yeah, that is how you make your DIY stylus. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.